Afternoon ladies, Kay here. I've just come back briefly to give a quick tutorial on the groovy board, which I'm sure a lot of people have come across or heard about or have actually got in their crafting kits. It's pink, it's called the Groovy Card Maker, as you can see. On this side there's meant to be a bone folder here, but I lost that one some time ago. It actually indicates in the grooves, sorry, that's my film crew, indicates in the groove where you would need to score an A4 piece of card, for example, to get the tri-gatefold score on a small half size of an A4, which is the A6, and then an A5 gatefold, which would be an A4, which would be folded 3 times very basically. Then there's an A6 standard, so half an A4 sheet of card, which you would then fold over short ways. That would give you the A6. And then the A5 standard, which tends to be your A4 card, and the A5 standard equates to making an A5 card. If I show you on a spare piece of card what I mean, what you do is place your card on the board. I'm doing this upside down so you can see A5, and you simply score in that groove. If you then fold your card toward the edge of the inner lip of the board, and then just fold back and not press down too hard, you actually end up with this very lovely, quite professional looking beveled edge to your card. That's, I think, how they achieve it in shop bought cards basically. It just gives you a nice curve rather than a hard crease to your card, which doesn't affect it opening. That crease inside allows you to place your verse or card liner inside, and that, as you can see, is a fairly standard size card. Having done that, then you've obviously got the opportunity to have it landscape or portrait, and you would just decorate or, well, do whatever you wanted to do with it really. It's just a nice sized card, and it suits a lot of purposes, so that's that one. To make a box with the groovy board, what you need to do is turn your board over, and you see there are less grooves. You've still got 2 main lips, and on the outer edge, these outer edges, there are 2 signs, one for box base and one for box lid. So you determine which one you want to do first, and it is very, very simple. You just put your I'm making an A4 sized box, purely because it's easier to do at this point, and it doesn't baffle you with science talking about depths of card and that kind of thing. But all you do is score, turn your card, score. As long as the card is pressed into this back lip, it's not really going to go anywhere. Turn again and score, turn again and score. And if you look at the card, you can actually see you've got the corners here very nicely boxed off, which helps. What I do tend to do, especially if I'm making more than one box, is just put a B for base, so that I know which is which, because it can get a bit confusing. Then all you do is fold all the scored lines into the centre of your card, that again reinforces the little squared off box from all the crossovers of the scoring. So you can see your box already starting to take shape. You then need a pair of scissors, and whichever way you cut, you want to follow on so that when you come to fold the corners of the box in, they all face the same way. So all I'm going to do is take out a little V shape from that corner, pull it out, another V shape from this corner, and pull it out. So that's those two identical. I'm going to lose my B, but I'll have to write that some. Oh no, I'm not. There's the B, there's the cutout, and the same on this side. And then there are choices to be made at this point as to whether you want this flap to be on the outside of the box or on the inside, and that very much is down to personal choice. I tend to tuck them in personally because I think it's a bit neater to do it that way. Oh, that's a great big splodge of PVA there. I also use a wet glue at this point because notoriously sticky tape does let go in time. I put a couple of pegs in, or a peg in situ in each corner, a little bit of glue, tuck that in. Hope you're seeing what I'm trying to do here. So that's the back side of it done, and then the same again at the other end. So all four corners are held in place. Oops, probably a bit too much glue there, but it's hot, so I'm hoping it'll dry. And then the last one, and you're gluing the side obviously that you want anchored down to the other lip of the card. So I'll hold that there for a moment, get my peg. So we'll put that off to the side and do the lid of the box. By turning the box, you've now got box lid up in your left hand corner of the board, and we go through the same process again. It really is very, very straightforward once you get the hang of it. Score and turn, score, bring it down to the bottom and turn, score and turn. You might be forgiven for thinking, oh well, how can that make a lid in a box? There are actually minor adjustments in the scoring when you turn the box around. I don't quite know how it works, I'm not scientific in any shape or form, but trust me, one becomes the lid and one becomes the base. Again, I'm going to cut these out. You can do this before or after you've folded your card, it really doesn't make any difference. The most important thing is to have your cuts going the same way, and that just makes it more of a better finish, if you like. So pull those out, get them out of the way. Excuse my board, ladies, it's a bit loved, I think we can say. It's used lots and lots for all sorts. Then you fold your edges in again toward the centre of the card. Now were you to want to put an acetate window or something into the centre of the lid, the best way to do it is to have something to hand. I don't know, say for example you wanted a round window, draw around it, cut it out before you actually put it together, and to have an effective window in the box lid you would actually need a whole piece of acetate. You can scrimp and you can just put a piece of acetate over the centre of the window, but actually it looks very poor when you take the lid off the box, so I tend to use an A4 sheet which covers the aperture beautifully. Right, back to this bit, and again we're just putting a wee drop of glue onto the tab. This is where I've got to rescue back my other, oh, I didn't fold that one, did I? Oops, sorry. I've got to rescue the pegs again. Take that one, click it on. And this one, same process again. Grab a peg, hold it in situ, make sure your corners are nice and tidy. Oops, a daisy. Spread that over. Absolutely plastered in the stuff, and hey ho, and away we go, never mind. And then that last little tag there. Now this makes a lovely box for the bookatrix that I showed in another video, because it allows that to lie open. It's too large for an A5 card, as you can see. You do need something a bit more substantial, but this is where all the other grooves come in with this board, and what you learn to do basically is cut your cloth accordingly. From an A4 point of view, the width of the box is I'll show you on the one I've got on the green here. The width of the box is actually quite good. It's the length, and what you do is adjust your scores accordingly to reduce the size of your box. My film crew actually has made me little jewellery boxes, so I know you can go from this size right down to very small compact boxes. Depth depends again on where you score, so if you score on the second line in, basically you've got about an inch depth into the box, and so on and so forth until you get to your, what I call the centre area. You can't go beyond a certain depth on this one, but that's not something that should hold you back really. So taking these off, and I'm hoping it's dry enough to withstand. That's the base. This isn't a very good quality card, ladies. It's quite lightweight, but I didn't want to use good card for the purposes of a tutorial. So there is the base of the box, and if you look, I'm hoping you can see that the corners are really quite neat and tidy, and they will hold with wet glue. I don't trust the sticky tape, as I said, because it does let go and then your box goes all squidgy. And then all you do is put the two pieces, oops, together. And it's quite a sturdy box, even though this isn't a great quality card. It is quite a sturdy box, and it will take decorating. You can put flowers on the top, ribbons, whatever you choose to use really to decorate your box. And that's it in a nutshell. It's quite a tidy little box, I think you'd agree, and quite versatile. I love the groovy board. I can't speak highly enough of it. It's something that I've used all my crafting days, which are many these days it feels. So I hope that's been of help to you, and that you wouldn't be afraid to try making boxes yourself if you have a board that will accommodate that kind of practice. I believe it's the same procedure on any of the scoreboards that claim to allow you to make boxes, so it shouldn't really vary in technique too much. I hope that's helpful, ladies. Have a lovely Sunday evening. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Bye bye for now.